Hi YouTube, it's ACDodd here. Welcome to another episode of On The Road Tuning with me, ACDodd. And this time, special episode is we're off up to Minimedics up north for a weekend's worth of tuning. So let's get stuck in. Okay, so this is Simon Clarkson from Minimedics. You may remember him from such series as the last time I was here a couple of years ago. So Simon's very kindly let me come back this year to do some tuning.
We love welcoming Adrian to the site. He is great with these cars. Every customer that comes away happy. So please, if you want to bring your cars down to see Mr. Dodd, then you're more than welcome. Okay, so Minimedics, we are petrol heads through and through. We set this business up because we have a passion for classic minis, but since we've been here, we've also gained an appreciation for the BMW minis, and we specialise in tuning of the R53s, and we seem to do more timing chains than anybody else. But we are petrol heads through and through. We love these cars, and we love welcoming new faces to the business. If you ever want any work done, then please drop in and talk to us.
Okay, so after that quick word from Simon, I thought I'd just let you know this. The way I film this is slightly different because I was short on time. So instead of doing a kind of a walk around on the cars, what I've done is just kind of focused under the bonnet. And I didn't get a chance to get many customers on film to actually, to talk about their experience. But I'm sure those customers that I did tune will provide a comment below in this video. So yeah, as I said, not filmed in my usual style, but it's more of a quick fire look-see at a selection of the cars I had for the weekend. So please enjoy. Okay, so first car of the day comes in. We've got a 1275 base Mini. This has got a single HIF 44 on it, 65D Dizzy, and we've got a big air leak on this side of the manifold where it bolts to the head. So I can't actually tune this one initially, but the chaps at Minimedics are going to take it in the workshop and bang a new manifold gasket on for us, so this can come back in later today and we can finish the tune. But effectively what we've got, spark plugs are dark on this side and just about the right colour on this side, so that kind of indicates we've got an air leak. I've checked it with the brake cleaner. Yeah, sure enough, got a big air leak, enough to stop the engine. So what we're going to do, change the gasket, and then we'll bring it back in and sort the needle out. So interestingly, it's been to a rolling road. We're not going to say where it is, but it's got a great big filed needle in it, and unfortunately it's ball wash rich at about 2,500 RPM. It's rich at 2,000, it's rich at 3,000, and then at 4,000 revs it's just about right, and at 5,000 revs it's just about right. So interestingly, right where you drive most of the time, it's wrong. So the other thing is the damper oil's a bit thin as well, because when you throttle it, it's going a touch lean, considering it's already rich. So yeah, we need to reverse that action to make it lean at part throttle, and then obviously go full power rich when you demand it. So yeah, more to come on this one. Okay, so next car in is an owner that's already been watching my videos, because we got Viper coils, we got Power Spark leads, we got 65D Dizzy. So this is a late Sprite engine. He's also fitted a HIF 44 carb, and we got the original Sprite engine. So let's dig in and see what we can do to get this one to run as best it can. So going through this engine, it's quickly obvious that most of it was okay. The advance curve was a little bit long and a little bit slow, but for today, because we're obviously on a reduced time scale with the tunes today, I've just adjusted the timing to be somewhere near right. And then obviously we looked at the needle. It had a BBW needle, which was a recommendation. Unfortunately, it was too rich at 2,000, and then too lean after 4,000. So, well, 4,000 up. So I've changed it to a BBA, which is actually just about right at 2,000, and then a little bit lean all the way across. So just a little bit tweak, and then this should be good to go. So end of the tune for the second car. This one sounds quite aggressive now, so we'll let the owner go out in it and see what he thinks. So next car, 1969 Mini Traveller Auto 998. So doesn't run particularly well when it's idling, when it's hot. So let's dig in and see what we can find. Now, some cars can't be tuned, and this is a good example. So that's the compression on cylinder 1, which is about 128 pounds. So let's do number 3, which is the troublesome cylinder, and I'll show you the reading. So compression on number 3, just about 35 pounds per square inch. So yeah, we've got, I suspect, a head gasket or maybe a valve, but I think it's a head gasket because I think number 2 is also low. So in this case, when you've got a problem like this, you can't tune the engine. This needs a mechanical repair done first before it can be tuned. So with this one and the very poor cylinder compression reading on number 3, I can't tune this engine. So this is an example of where, unfortunately, we can't make an improvement because the engine actually needs some quite major work. So in this case, let's move on to the next car. Okay, so this one we had to change the exhaust manifold gasket. So the chaps in the workshop at Minimedics did that very quickly and efficiently for us. So we got it back in and we can finish the tune. So some fucking idiot, excuse my language, has put a filed needle in here. So we took that out. I changed it for a BBA needle, which was actually spot on. So yeah, it just goes to show you that some people don't really know what they should be doing. Put the right needle in this case it happened to be spot on without needing any adjustment. So all I did on the rest of the engine was new set of spark plugs, gapped at 35 thou, and then I took about 4 degrees of timing out of it. So we'll let the owner go out in it now and see what he thinks. So next car, we've got a late model carb Cooper. So I'm already into this one, but engine doesn't sound too bad here. Guy's gone through, he's made sure all the bits are what they should be, and he's been watching my videos and he's been applying it, which is excellent. So he's also changed the spring and the jet and the needle. So he just basically brought it in today just to make sure the carburation is correct. So I've already taken a couple of degrees off the timing because it was a little bit steep for my liking. So now we're going to turn our attention to the carburetor and see what we get. So this carb Cooper was actually very good. So all the HT system, all the ignition systems, all in good fine fettle. Original advance curve was working as it should do. So the only thing I found with it was we were very lean at 2,000 revs and still lean at 3,000. So I just adjusted the original needle, which was a BFY needle, just very slightly, and I mean very slightly, and that's improved that fueling to where I would like to see it. So send the owner in it now and hopefully he'll be very happy. Okay, so we're continuing our tuning here at Minimedics, and this one is a nice Clubman, and we've got a little 998 engine, and I think we got poor starting and rich running. So let's dig in and see what we can find. Okay, so getting into this one, 65D Dizzy, add BP6 plugs, so I've changed those because they were all black, as the owner said it was running rich, but also the wrong heat range. Coil resistance is a bit high, so we're showing 1.2, where we should have 0.8 on this 65D system, so we're going to get that changed. I've yet to determine if the vacuum's working, so we're going to go into that, and obviously we'll turn our attention to the carburetor. Okay, so this little Clubman's interesting because the fueling curve is almost spot on. It's got an original AAC needle from the 998A Plus, so and this is exactly why you can't just go, oh, this car's going to need this and this car's going to need that. Normally nowadays the AAC is way too lean, but obviously with this particular carburetor being slightly warm, it's absolutely almost perfect. So a couple of choice modifications I've done to this needle, namely a little bit more fuel at the top end, but we were a bit lean at 2,000, so I've had to tweak it there as well. So we'll put it back in now and see what it does. So sure enough, we've got this one running now. So high power coil, original 65D is still working and doing everything fine. Set of BP5 ES spark plugs, and then that original AAC needle just modified. Only needed one modification and she's great. So let's let the owner go out in it now and give it a test drive. Okay, so next car in. This one's a 1275 that's been put in a mini Clubman estate. So let's dig in and see what we've got. So, got this one, this Clubman all set up. In the end, we had to do quite a bit, but we got there. So, I had to change the bottom half of the distributor because we was 8 degrees short of timing. And the advance curve was too slow, so this is a much more aggressive curve. It's an ACDodd recurve bottom half. We changed the spark plugs to a set of BP6Es. Already had the right coil, gapped at 35 thou, and then needle wise, had a BDL needle which was almost perfect at part throttle, just a bit lean at 5. So I've sorted out the 5,000 RPM point. The damper was a bit quick rising, so we was a bit lean, so I've thickened up the oil and then converted it to a fast drop, and the owner had already drilled the airbox, so we're all ready to go now. So let's let them go in it and for a test drive. So okay, so we looked at this one. I've already finished it, but in the end it needed new coil to go with a high power dizzy. So the dizzy that was in it was messing about all over the place. We had extra slack in the mechanism. We also had a very poor advance curve. So new high power dizzy, 0.8 ohm coil, customers own leads were all good. Changed the spark plugs to a set of BP5s and gapped them, and then we moved on to the carburettor, and the linkage was not adjusted properly. I had to bend the arm because effectively the jet wasn't returning, so it was on choke all the time, hence the rich running that the customer originally reported. So we sorted that out. Then I also noticed that we had an air leak at the carburettor, so I was able to limp through the tune. Wasn't able to get it perfect, but I got a needle that at least made the engine run cleanly all the way through the rev range. So a little bit of work for the customer to do when he gets home. Fitted a bypass wire, he needs to clip that up when he gets home, and he also needs to fix the air leak on the carb. But all in all, let's go and speak to the owner and see what he thinks. Okay, so this is Kieran. He's the owner of this lovely little it's a Neon, I think, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
92 Neon.
Excellent. All right, so what's it like now compared to how it was before?
Difference is incredible. Before it was bogging down in every year at high revs, didn't idle properly, but now it's just absolutely fantastic across all the rev range. So the improvements is definitely worth every bit of penny I spent this weekend.
Okay, I can see you laughing because you almost don't believe it. Yeah,
I know, it's crazy the difference that such precise adjustments make to the car. It's definitely been an eye-opener to how important it is to make sure everything's perfect on it.
Yeah, and interestingly on your one, there's also some bits that still need to be done. Like we've still got an air leak on the manifold, so there's a little bit of homework for you to do.
Yeah, I'll definitely get that sorted this weekend. Bye, Dad.
Anyway, thanks for bringing it along.
No, thanks for fixing it.
Okay, hopefully you enjoyed that selection of cars. So just before I go, I'm going to go back to Simon at Minimedics to finish off his interview. I want to take this opportunity to thank him and the team at Minimedics for making my weekend easy and making me feel welcome. So thank you very much, guys. So Simon, I see you've got loads of cars here. You've got all sorts of cars on the go. You've got restorations, you've got repairs, servicing, repairs, you've got all different makes as well. So I'll take it you guys specialise in clearly minis, but you also do many other makes as well, is that correct?
That is correct, yes, and we've latterly got a little bit more involved in race prep and race preparation. We've got 2 sprint cars here at the moment. There's a Nissan 350Z, which is set up for sprint cars. I can't see the other one, it's here somewhere. But we literally like to get involved in all sorts of things, and we just, the more bonkers the idea, the more chance you've got us looking at it and smiling with you.
All right, so I'm getting what I'm getting from this is you guys will take pretty much anything on, especially if it's interesting.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, all I can say is, as ever, thanks for letting me come up this weekend, because a lot of people up north certainly find it difficult to get their cars tuned, and without people like yourself helping me, you know, spread the word of tuning the SU and getting these minis and A series engines running properly, then you know, there wouldn't be so many happy people as there are now. So thank you very much.
Thank you. It's been a great weekend. We've seen quite a few cars coming through, and lots of happy, smiley customers. So that's great.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Thank you.